Hey guys, this is going to be a tutorial on how to disassemble and lubricate your Moyu Aosu. So to disassemble, all you basically do is just put your thumb under these two edge pieces, like this, and then just pop it out. And then if it's loose enough, it's pretty easy. Mine is set at normal tensions, and you just keep taking pieces apart. So you just keep turning the cube and pieces will just naturally fall out. Just like that. So basically you have this giant pile, and I'm going to separate out the corners so that I don't need to flip any corners when I solve the cube later on. So that was all the corners. And then just to make it simple, I'm going to separate out all the black and white pieces because all the white pieces are the internals. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay. So what you need is your lubricant. I'm going to use Traxxas 50K because I don't feel like lubricating my cube that much, and the amount of lube I'm using will be perfect for the Aosu, I think. So basically you want to take the core, and I'm going to do some pre-tensioning first because this is brand new. I've only done like 30 solves on it, and there is some extra plastic inside, so I'm going to take care of that before I continue this video, so I'll be back. So in case anyone was wondering what the core looks like, it's basically like this. So the actual core, yeah, so there's like that thing, and then I'm going to take out the spring in the washer and this piece. So basically this has a notch in there, and then you just match up that, and it just fits right inside this notch here. So you can see like there's a notch there, and it just goes in like that, and then it doesn't move at all. The only thing that's moving is this part. So this part is the only thing that's moving, so you don't actually need to lubricate anything here. All you need to lubricate is this moving part here. So just in case anyone wanted to see this, it means you don't have to make sure anything is faced a certain way to have the entire cube work. You can just assemble things like normal. Okay, so I basically just you don't need to lubricate any of the metal parts or anything like any of these. You have to lubricate this, but you don't have to lubricate any of this because they don't move. Like, I'm trying to move it, it doesn't really move. So only this is moving. So all I did in that like was pre-tension. So both sides of this. So I basically just tried to make the tensions as even as possible on both sides, and every single side is off by that much. And that's the tensions I'm going to work with. So I basically do that so that it's easier for me later on to tension it, because I know everything is approximately the same, so I don't have to do a ton of tensioning. I can just save some time. So basically I separated out the white and the yellow corners so that I can solve it, so I can assemble this cube with the corners solved, so I know that I will always have a solvable 4x4. So basically choose two sides and you take your lubricant and basically just put a line of lubricant all over this ridge here. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put a circle of lubricant right there. So I'm not sure if it's visible, but I basically just ran a line around this entire thing. You can see a little bit of it. And then I'm just going to, so now the lubricant sticks up here, so it's a lot easier to assemble. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to do this on all sides. So basically that much lubricant, like right there, and then just keep squirting some lubricant out and having it on that ridge. That's not going to focus. So basically do that on every single side. It doesn't have to be super accurate, as long as that part is lubricated, it's fine. So if you know how to lubricate a Shengsha 4x4, then this is pretty easy other than this part. Like after the first section, it's the exact same thing as a Shengsha 4x4. So now that that's lubricated, put your lubricant aside, and I'm just going to make sure all of these are sticking to the centers, like that. So this is very similar to a Shengsha, now except you don't have the locking things on the core. So now you want to take one large inner piece and two smaller inner pieces. So you want one of this and two of these. And you basically make an edge. So these two fit together like that. And the other one goes on this side. And this is basically an edge piece that you put in between the centers. So I hold it like this. And then I just put it in between two of the centers. If you drop any, you can just slide it in. So another way to do this is to hold it like this, and then you slide this last smaller inner edge piece in. And this is the hardest part of the assembly, because the beginning part, the pieces just want to fall apart on you, so it's kind of difficult. But once you have the first quarter, like the first section in, it's a lot easier. So that, and then you want to take two more of these and one more of this, and you do that again on this side. So I prefer to just have two of them, and then just put that on here. So just put it on one of these, like this. You can see how difficult it is, but like that. And then I just slide this last one in. So once you have this part done, you want to take three of these center pieces, three of these edge pieces, and one corner. It doesn't matter what corner it is right now. So basically I hold it like this, and then I just put one of the center pieces there, and then I take two edge pieces. I put one here and one over here, and then I take my corner and I make sure white is facing down, and I put it on top, just like that. And then I take these two center pieces, I put one over here like that. I take the other centerpiece and I put it right there. And then you take this last edge piece and you just put it right in between, just like that. And then you take two more inner pieces and one more large piece, and basically I put the large piece right there, just like that, and then I take this inner one and I put it on one side, just slide it in and hope that nothing gets disassembled like it just did. Great. So when this happens, you just start over. So that was basically just showing you how you can start over and mess up. So you just start over the reassembly from where you left, where this is left off. Yeah, I'll get back to you when I get to that point again. So, okay, so I'm back to this point. So this section is the hardest. Once you get this section, the rest of the cube is pretty easy. So basically put the bigger one right inside and then put one on one side and then slide the other one on the other side and hope that the cube doesn't disassemble. So there. So once that is done, the rest of the cube is a little easier. So you basically just repeat the same thing for the other sections. You take two of the smaller inner pieces and one of the larger one, and I basically just put one inner on the bottom and then I put this on top like this, just like that, and then I slide this on top like that, and then yeah, this is actually supposed to be on the other side, so I'm going to do that on the other side so I can just have white on bottom. It really doesn't matter what side you assemble it from. I just like having white on bottom so that I can just build up to yellow. If you want to, you can just use your lubricant to make the pieces stick, but I don't really feel like using it right now. So for the next section, I'll just show you how you can use it to make it stick. So once you have this part done, you take 3 more center pieces and 3 more edge pieces and 1 more corner. So since this white corner is white, green, orange, orange is here, so this should be orange, white, blue, with the orange facing with the orange like that. So you have a solved edge, like solved corner thing. So you basically just do the same thing and then you just do that so these 2 corners match, and then you just assemble the rest of the cube the same way as last time. Take 3 more, 2 more of the inner ones and the bigger one. So it's easier for me to just do this. So once you have that done, 3 more. So for this part, I just do it from the side and then I move it towards the middle. So I start this side and then I slide the other the smaller inner edge, the smaller piece here. And then I just slide that down so that I can just hold it like that, and then 3 more of both of these things. And then I take my corner again. Since this is like that and that's blue, I'm going to take the blue, white, red, so this one, and put it down like that. So you have that thing. And then, same thing, put the centers in and then put the edge in. Take these again, put in the bigger inner piece and then slide in the smaller ones. So for the next one, I'm going to start lubricating. So you still take these, that's for later. Take 3 more of the centers and edges and take the last corner that's white and put this, assemble it like normal. Make sure white is on bottom. So now you have basically an entire 2x2, like the corners are done. And then you continue. So if you want to use lubricant to help you, you basically just put some on this. So you put some here. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to focus on this piece. It's not going to focus. Yeah, so basically you put a small dot of lube right there. And you attach that to the left side. So now this is sticking, and then you just put this next to it, and then you just slide in your last piece if you want to try and do that instead. I don't find it necessary. So now you're on the last layer. Take these same pieces, and I'm going to start lubricating to make it easier for me to do stuff, and I'm lubricating the entire cube in the process. So same spot as what I just showed you. So right there. So you can see that, hopefully, reflecting off the light. So that, and then I just put that right there-ish. And then I put this, I lubricate both ends of this. So I lubricate here, just a line, and then same thing on the other side, just a line of lubricant right there. I don't know how well that's showing up. And then I just put that right there, and then same place on this one. And then I slide this piece in. Just like that. I don't know how well that actually showed up. So now I slide this down, and then I hold it like that. 3 more of the centers and the edges. And you just do the same thing. And this time just take a random corner and make sure yellow is facing up relative to the white. So white is down here, so the yellow is here. And you just do the same thing as before. Just take your two smaller inner pieces and the bigger one, and just slide the inner pieces around the bigger one. So now I'm going to lubricate the actual pieces instead of only the inners. So I take my 3 centers and edges, and then I take the red, so this piece. So I'm going to put this piece right there, and then I'm going to lubricate the surfaces that are going to have contact. So basically here and here. So this and this. So basically just a small line. And then I'm going to just outline the entire center once. So the amount of lubricant is this. That's where I lubricated. So if you can see the reflection there. Yeah, and then be careful not to have the lube everywhere. And then just continue building. And then I'm going to lubricate the corner. Well, the entire corner, basically. So, since the corner is going to lie like this, I'm going to lubricate these 2 faces so that I don't get lube everywhere. So, basically everywhere where there's going to be friction. So this is how much lubricant I'm using on that corner. And then just place it on there. And then just a final circle of lubricant. So I lubricated that much. And the inside, kind of. So that should give you a general idea of where to lubricate. And then just do the same thing. Just keep on building like before. So that's all the lubricant I'm going to put in this cube, pretty much, because I don't want to overlube, and I think this is enough lubricant to last a while. So basically just keep on building like normal. And so the total amount of lubricant I used, let's see. Yeah, I used almost like 0.4 of a milliliter. So it's about twice the amount of lubricant I use for a regular 3x3. But yeah, that's how much lubricant I used. So now you just take the last 3. And since that's green, so just like that. So the corners are still solved. And the last 3 inner pieces. So in this case I'm going to put in, never mind, still do it the same way. This is slightly harder, but basically you just try not to lose the inner piece inside the cube. And you can use a screwdriver or something to help you if you need to. My finger's big enough to just have that, assemble that correctly. So now the last few pieces, the way I do it is I just put one there, and then I put the corner in. So, and then I just snap all the other pieces around it in. Like that. And then the last piece you want to put in is this. So you just have to force these in and try not to break the piece, obviously. It's supposed to go in like that, so you just hold it like that. So near the middle, and then just push in. And then the last piece, you just put it in here, and then you just push in, and it's pretty easy. So now I just scramble the cube, and this is way too loose. I'm getting almost pops. So now I take my screwdriver, and I'm going to solve this cube first so that I know which sides are which. So I'm solving this. And this will also just break in the lube a little so that it gets distributed to all the pieces. I know I did these wrong. That means it's too loose. So when you get a pop, I generally just take this entire section out, and then I put in this piece, and then I put this piece in. The edges. So this cube is way too loose, as you can see, since I'm getting pops on it. And lockups. So that is really loose. Okay, so I'm going to tighten every side by an entire turn, because I think that's how much it needs, and that's just from my experience with other 4x4s. Okay, so I'm just going to tighten every single side by an entire turn. So I basically just do that. So I basically just force a corner cut, and then that exposes the screw. So it's easier for me to see how much I'm turning the screw. Yeah, so this feels a lot better, and it can cut line to line. And then I'm just going to see if it can cut line to line on all sides. I think it's close enough, so I'm just going to call this done and completely set up. This lubricant, right now the cube feels a little gummy, but that will be fixed after a few solves because the lubricant is still working its way around all the pieces. So that was my tutorial on how to disassemble, lubricate, kind of tension, and reassemble your Moyu Aosu. Thanks for watching.